What is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new episode from Backyard Boys. If you guys are new to this channel, please lightly tap the subscribe button down below. Don't forget to turn on your post notifications. Also, don't forget to drop a like down below. Once again, that does very much help with the YouTube algorithm and helps me create better content for you guys. In this episode, we are going to be working on our Golf R. If you guys have not seen my previous episode, go ahead and give that video a watch. I went ahead and did all of our precision cuts for the quarter panel, and it is looking mighty fine. As you guys can see, maybe from this side over here, the quarter panel is nice and flush. Our goal for these quarter panel swaps is to get the most perfect OEM looking gap ever. It's all equal, and then over here it starts floating a little bit and my finger dips in just like that. But that may look wrong, but that's how it is on the factory side. That is how the gap looks on this side, and that's why we try extremely hard to get everything leveled and make it look OEM. See here, the gap is nice and flush, and then down here it gets a little bit wider, and there goes my finger. So we already got our self-tapping screws where they need to be, and those self-tapping screws will help us navigate. Once we pull this quarter panel off, we're gonna prep it and weld it. And as you guys can hear, the rain, yeah, this is Seattle weather for you guys. Last night we were assembling the RS3, which was Thursday's video. We assembled it Wednesday, posted the video Thursday. Today is Thursday. This is the day the video is out, and here you guys go is some of the weather of Seattle. Pretty lame. But guys, without further ado, without much more blabbering, let's get this quarter panel pulled off, all prepped out, and get it welded on. And I'm gonna show you guys the welds, show you guys how it looks, and possibly we can get it mudded in today because we do have a lot of work. Also, one more thing I forgot to mention is I'll show you guys how I fold this over here and make this look as clean as possible. A lot of times when you fold this, you do have a little bit of a wave, a little bit of something, so you just glaze this body line and make it look OEM. Let's get right into work. So guys, I got the majority of the quarter panel prepped up. As you guys can see over there, there's gonna be our long weld line, and to make it nice and clean, you gotta kind of clean both sides, make sure there's no paint or anything. That way the weld goes all the way through and seals it very, very clean. Went ahead and put my plug drill spots or plug weld holes right over there, and it should look all nice and clean once it's all welded up. Let's go ahead and get this quarter panel up onto where we need it to be. I actually did buy some copper weld through primer because some of you guys suggested it down in the comment section down below. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and spray some copper weld through primer this time, because I was having some problem with the zinc weld through primer, and hopefully that does justice. Like, hopefully it does work how I want it to work. If not, I don't know, I'm just gonna go the old-fashioned way and just weld it and then flood the thing in with cavity wax for cars, which is basically what we usually did at the shop where I worked at. But anyways, let's go ahead and get this quarter panel up onto the car, get all the gaps set one more time, and start doing our little spot welds and making sure that the quarter panel is secure and nice and all the gaps are lined up. But before anything, let's get this thing copper weld through primed. Alright, before we do start welding, it is very crucial to do a little practice test. So what I'm going to do is actually, we got a new panel over here. I'm going to just quickly slice into here with a angle grinder, and then I'm going to set the welder up to this spec because I have no room for mistake, because I want to make this quarter panel as perfect as I can. Yes, if it does blotch out a little bit, make a little bit of an ugly spot, it's not a big deal. We're still grinding it down and we're sealing it up with some mud. So that should be all good. But let's get right into it, get this thing spot welded on, because it is looking just absolutely phenomenal. This is one of the better jobs I've had in my life. Like, everything is just lining up so clean. Let's do it. So I had the welder set up at one setting. I'm gonna go ahead and clean it up for you guys so you see a better look. So I had the welder set up at one setting. It was making big holes, as you guys can see in the very beginning of this. And then I went ahead and set up to a second setting, which is much more beautiful. And if I flip this panel over, I'm gonna go ahead and clean the side up. That is the first setting, and that is the second setting. Guys, that looks phenomenal. It literally looks perfect. Like, too good to be true. All right, well, as you guys saw over there, we got the whole entire top section of the quarter panel welded up, and just looking at it like this, man, it looks perfect. Like, it's all beautiful. It did weld all the way through, and I will show you guys on the back side. And take a look at here. Went ahead and welded all of this in, and it did die in the quarter panel pretty heavily right over here, but I'm gonna get my spot welder out and pull it. That way I minimize on the mudding whatsoever. If we look on the inside here, we can see that it went all the way through, and it is looking very pretty everywhere. I'm gonna get that inside section cleaned up, and then I'm gonna get that green paint and paint it all in. That way it does not rust whatsoever. But I'll catch you guys tomorrow. We're gonna finish up the welding and get more of this work done. Catch you guys tomorrow. Next morning here, guys, and we're gonna go ahead and finish up the welding on this quarter panel. We still got a ton of work to do, so we're gonna do a lot less talking. We're gonna hop in right into it. I'll show you guys the finished product here in a little bit. Let's get into it. Alright guys, well, this is going to be actually the end of the episode. We got the whole entire quarter panel welded in, and I do apologize because in the beginning of the episode I did tell you guys that I'm going to get this whole entire car mudded out, but due to my buddy having a wedding and I'm his groomsman, I can't work tomorrow or after tomorrow. So I'm going to leave you guys right over here. Some of these plug welds, they look beautiful. Some of them look a little bit weird. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about this copper weld through primer. It is acting better than the zinc one, so I'm pretty happy about that. As you guys can see here, the gap is looking all sorts of beautiful. We are still gonna have a little seal here, so it's gonna pop up just like this and give it that OEM look all around the taillight socket and this gap over here by the trunk. You guys saw when I was welding this part over here, it kind of seeped in, and it was actually very visibly done on camera. Like, you can see it just die back. And I went ahead and pulled out my spot welder, got that out as much as I can. I may play with it just a little bit more, but you kind of do want just a slight little divot. That way the Bondo covers it and it's nice and flush at the very end. Here we got this gap all nice and tight, how it should be. Super clean all the way through, and even like this, if you look, is just super flush. It's just perfectly done, and I'm very, very, very happy about that. Got that weld done. This weld kind of turns out ugly because inside here there's cavity wax, and when you weld from under, that cavity wax drops and drips into your weld, your little wire, and it just looks ugly. But guys, with all that being said, I appreciate all the views and all the support on this Golf R over here. I was not expecting there to be so many fans of the Golf R, but I'm slowly seeing why so many people like this car. And once again, guys, please drop a like down below if you guys do enjoy the content. If you guys like the channel, please drop a sub down below. I will very greatly appreciate that. With all that being said, you guys have a beautiful day. Don't forget to follow my Instagram at BYBTim. And I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace out.